Are you trying to switch up your voice sound all sultry?
We might as well.
He's trying to go
Smooth
70s
jazz.
soul.
Getting late in the day.
101.5.
You're sitting in traffic. You're flipping people off. Why don't you just calm down?
We got to put some more in. Hey, we're back in again. Sharif here at SS
John.
Customs.
How'd I
You have
hear
just
you?
now entered the Wrapped Up podcast. Today, I have.
I ain't hearing nothing but music.
Hey, man, come on, man. You got to give me some credit here, right? I'm trying to make this thing work.
It's your boy AJ with the main host Sharif, but we do got the homie coming in today, Sir
Yes.
James Sidibe.
Sir
Hello.
James Sidibe.
Sir, now, this is quite the title. Thank you very much.
I thought you was about to say Lord James Sidibe.
Oh man, no! I tried to end it with we have a very special guest that we hit every single time.
Lord
So
is
it's
so
like,
specific that sir is quite acceptable.
bro, you can be a
Don't pigeonhole
lord.
me.
Don't pigeonhole you. Hey, bro, hey, look, you fit. All right,
There you go.
There it is. There it is.
Hey, so everyone checking this out, James is started off as a client, became a good friend of ours now here at SS Customs, and he's got one of the most wildest, outrageous Tesla Model 3s that we've seen here in Northern California, and we're gonna get into that whole thing. But he's got a lot of things going on between that and music and a lot of other subjects we're tapping in today, coming from the perspective of one of our clients here at SS Customs, the one and only James Sidibe.
Lord James.
Lord.
Sidibe.
Sir
Also,
James.
sir.
Sir Lord.
With the 70s smooth voice.
Don't run from it now, boy.
I'll do my best.
Oh, this guy here.
You can't run from your own shadow.
I need to do all the introductions from now on.
Bruh. This man sound like he about to lead into some baby making music.
Oh my
Yo,
God.
calm down. And there's children that might be watching this that parents might have to explain what baby making music is. You know, we don't want to.
The reason you are here today is what my mom always told me.
You know, that's fair.
So yeah, man, just start out just with like everybody, man. A little bit about yourself. You know, where you from? What do you do? Something simple.
I'm from East Palo Alto, California. I am currently a sound engineer by trade, but I do all sorts of stuff like streaming, live broadcast, broadcast switching, camera work, all sorts of fun stuff. You gotta hustle out here in the Bay.
Hey, I know that's right. Now you were talking about you had a bunch of different hobbies that you like to do, man. What's some of those you got going on?
Right now, mostly I like to play music. It used to be like a passion, something I thought that, I was going, oh, yeah, maybe, I can just do this professionally. It ended up taking a little bit too much more time than I'd like. So, I just went back to being more so of a professional audio engineer and spending my time rebuilding my foundation as, I guess, an adult, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
Of a lot of people went through that where, like, there's kind of a slight regression and you have to deal with yourself. And there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
So, like, now that I come out of, like, we're still in COVID, but, like, now that we come out of the troubling times of, like, a lot of, like, work not being available, I find myself wanting to really bust my ass so I can get back to a level of being able to, like, just chill, relax, play music, vibe all the time.
Yeah.
And not really stress on my schedule and stuff.
Work hard,
And
play
that
hard.
might be retirement, so I got some years.
Hey, you gonna make it happen. It's that Bay Area hustle. It's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, that's right. So you're born and raised in EPA?
Yeah, I spent some time in other places, but, that's where I spent the majority of my life is East Palo Alto, and I'm still there. So,
There you go.
it's
Bay Area
changed a
native.
lot. It's changed a lot, but, it's still the hometown, and you got to love it.
Uh-huh. EPA's got a lot of rich history, that's for sure.
It sure does, man. It's
Yeah.
nice.
So,
What was your first car being from there?
My first car was a 2005 Grand Prix GT Gold. Gold. It had a
Gold.
3.6
it had the
liter.
little, like, cladding on the side, on the bottom of the doors, a little, like, three
Dude,
lines.
it had all the awful trim that GM was doing
Yeah,
those
I
years.
remember that.
Sounds like the car for a lord.
It was it sounded like
A gold
It sounded like
car.
a
GT
good
gold.
first car to crash, and it did. Smacked it. I just remember, like, I'm on 2 months after I got it, took it out for a drive in the hills, and actually where I drive often now, it's a nice little giggle every time I pass the 3 trees that are still stumps. Yeah, I took it out one day and just kind of wrecked it. Took a turn too hard, and those cars seize up when you take a turn too hard, and they just go straight, and that went straight into 3 trees. And I walked away. I was good, sturdy feller.
There you go.
Car was totaled though, and
Yeah.
then after that, my mom was like, "I'm not putting any money down on anything you're involved in," which is fair. So had to work at U-Haul to get a 1996 Signature Series town car,
There you go.
which was great for getting pulled over. Not good for gas mileage, but very comfortable.
Oh yeah,
And
it's
I
a
had
boat.
215s in there with Flowmasters, so cops were very interested in.
15s in the trunk, and they
Yeah.
bump.
Hey,
You
thank
know,
you.
back then they were bumping death metal, and
Oh,
like
God.
the look of cops when I just drive past, just slapping like some death metal, like All Shall Perish or something like that, and just roll through some real hood ass death metal, and they were very confused.
Yeah, man. I never got into death metal, man. But I know Allie's super into it. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Which I
She's
think was
with it.
helpful when she, was designing the vehicle. To be honest, she went for
Channel some of that.
something. Yeah, she went for a nice little brutal design. You can see like even like some blood coming from his mouth. There's like chunks of rock and shit. There's a lot of good stuff. A lot of design work
Yeah,
that
there
went into
was.
that.
For
It's
sure,
like
man.
the uniqueness of it. Like, I mean, at first glance, it was. I mean, they might show you the video. I don't know. At first glance, I was extremely excited. I was cussing too much and having to apologize and then cussing again, and because I was just too excited. Sometimes you just cuss too much when you're stoked.
So tell us a little bit about the
Go ahead.
about the what?
I was like, "What happened?"
Man, right. Hey, apparently I was about to say something
Did
that I didn't know I was
someone
going
die
to say. Oh man! So you said that you like the design that you got, but the audience doesn't know what car it is or what you got on it. So you want to let them know?
Yes, sir. I can do that. It is a 2018 Model 3 Tesla. It's on bags. It's got real nice rims on it. It's got a lot of stuff going on. Like, honestly, we can go all day about talking about like upgrades and things like that.
All right,
but
I'll give you guys a quick rundown. You're gonna see some pictures and videos up here, anyways. But it's a pretty badass white. It's got a metallic flake in it that we wrapped it in.
yeah, gold metallic.
Yeah,
flake.
gold
yeah.
metallic, it shifts between that. It's dumped. It's onto the floor on the bags. It's got a really nice roof box that matches the whip.
Exactly.
Tons of other things on the exterior.
Interior,
but
too.
the most captivating thing when you drive by that probably makes people go, "What the hell is going on with that car?" is all the intense artwork that you have running up and down the sides. Also, the chrome delete matches the body, so that way it's just all monotone, super clean look. There's a lot of things going on the car for an aesthetic point of view, but what was the reasoning behind all the artwork before we talk about what the character or what the idea and design was? What was the whole reason that you went with that artwork in the first place? And you can dive into that whole.
I mean, it started with the mentality of like, well, I'm going to keep this car for a while, and I'm excited about this car. I'm excited about building something that's me, and I wanted to make sure that I personalized it for me, and something that I was going to be excited about seeing every time I look at the vehicle, and that's exactly what I got. And that was the most important thing to me. As far as influence, I grew up watching a lot of cartoons, a lot of anime, a lot of Dragon Ball Z. So, of course, having a Dragon Ball Z design on there was something that I was actually thinking about as soon as I bought the car. The first decal I ever bought was a Majin symbol that I just slapped on the hood. I was like, yes, let's go. And then, that was enough to suffice for, a few months until I was just like,
So you knew that you
lot
was
more
gonna
we can do
go
here.
Dragon Ball, but did you envision it looking like it does right now?
Oh, not at all. Like, not at all, actually. And I think that's actually beautiful.
Superseded
Because,
it.
like, it superseded expectations. The help I got with the design from SS overall, Allie, she was amazing. She was very attentive to the entirety of the process. We were able to chat multiple times about, like, changes and things like that that I needed. And, like, she was just gung-ho about it. And she was stoked to begin with.
Yeah.
She was all about it to begin with, and like she was coming up with her own, ideas about the design. That I was just like, go off.
Yeah, I was
Do
in
your
here
thing.
checking in with her like every other day. Like, hey, how's that project going? Like, I was hyped when it finally came in. I love the anime stuff. So you definitely
Yeah.
have my favorite anime project that we came in. So
You brought the
appreciate
anime
that.
energy with you because we did like 2 other anime projects around the same time, and we're
Yeah.
like, "What the hell's going on? Why you got so many anime projects here all of a sudden?" It was
I'm gonna keep bringing
the
them in,
energy
man.
you
If
brought in
Yeah,
with
I'ma
you,
keep
man.
y'all like some
bro.
anime out there, look, we can make it
Come
look
through.
good with the car. I'm telling you, give me a shot. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, don't just slap a design on there, man. Make it your own. Come
Yeah.
through, man.
Yeah,
Talk
take a
to
look at the
someone.
design when you get a look at his photos online, or in some of the stuff that we're going to be posting here, and pay attention to all the detail work that Ali put in together onto the artwork. We also printed it on Chrome, so it was like digitally printed on top of Chrome, so it's got this crazy effect to
Purple
it.
chrome and gold chrome.
Yeah, man, it came out.
And
it
silver
came out
chrome
ill.
too.
And silver
silver
chrome. That's
chrome,
right.
Yeah.
That's just chrome.
It's real chrome.
There's all sorts of chrome. We got 3 different types of chrome on there, all sorts of ridiculous lines, and like it's layer work, man. Like
Yeah.
tons of work went into that, and you can see it even up close, man. You're just like, so you know how people out there like, let's see how nice it really is. Get in there, and they're like, all right, it's sick.
Yeah. No, actually, when I went downstairs to lock the door, there was people outside taking pictures of your car.
Yeah,
So he's
That
like, "Do
was
you mind
it.
if we take a picture?" I was like, "You good, bro?"
That was one of my next questions. He just started touching on that. Is one of the most captivating things about for me is the client experience, post wrap or post design or post pickup. So when they come back for a 1-week follow up, or they come back like a month later, or whatever have you, and in your case, we're going to see a lot of you, but that first experience from the first week you got it to the first month or so, first couple months till now, there's been multiple experiences you've had now driving this new ride around, from like just people driving by, going to car shows, going to events, maybe somebody engaging in conversations with people at a parking lot at a gas station. What's been some of the most memorable ones for you?
Honestly, it's when the neighborhood kids are stoked on it.
Really?
That means the most.
Yeah.
Because they don't have solidified car opinions yet. Like they're building their car opinions. They're listening to their uncles, friends, brothers, sisters, whoever's talking about cars. And like they're just ingesting that. And when you're young, it's like you actually get to like have this kind of expanded like thought process when it comes to cars, and not be pigeonholed as like Ford guy, Chevy guy, like something like that, And
Yeah.
it's really cool when they're just like, I like that design of your Tesla. I really like what you did with that. And just like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you can see them smiling on their face and like, yo, can I take a picture with it? Like, do you mind? I'm like, no, that's totally fine. And that's cool. And it's like, it's like, even though like I completely did it for myself, it's cool that other people appreciate it too.
Yeah, man. That's a mad benefit.
Because we were kids, running up to cars that we loved, and then now you get to be that person.
Yeah, it's like, why do you think I put a design of like Majin Vegeta on my cars? Because I was a kid once.
Yeah, but
You
it
know?
transcends. I think
Yeah.
anime is one of the cartoon segments of that transcends. Obviously, I could still go back to
definitely.
Looney Tunes and go back to all the stuff that I grew up watching,
Yeah.
and Yosemite Sam and whatever have you, right? But the anime culture is so crazy. Like
Yeah.
my son watches the same anime you watches, and then he watches it all over again, and then maybe another subset story from a whole nother universe of anime, and then as he gets older, I don't think he'll drop off. Just like you still are pretty vested in anime. He's still probably
I'm
in
new.
anime. Yeah,
I'm actually
yeah,
new to it.
but I know you were
Yeah.
just watching another one
Just
all
getting
again.
started, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, and I've compiled a crazy list. But yeah, I actually didn't even get into anime until I got into college. And that's because my mom only really knew about Dragon Ball Z. And that was
That's what I knew about that
yeah.
Pokemon.
And she's
couple
like,
of
oh,
things.
hell no, you ain't not about to play that with just people screaming for 30 minutes straight. So I didn't even get to watch Dragon Ball Z until I got to college, bro. But I had to crash course it all,
I
man.
think that's funny. My mom put me on the Dragon Ball. That's hilarious.
No way,
She's the one who she's the one who ended up making that purchase at Blockbuster and rented like the first season.
bro. You talking about Blockbuster and Nick Jones, bro?
Oh, man,
yeah.
bro. I used to rent games from them, not just even
Bro,
movies.
yeah, I rented Dragon Ball
games.
GT from Blockbuster
Yeah.
too. And that was like a key memory as
Games
well.
and movies and consoles. You could have rent consoles too back then.
Yes, you could.
You could have your boys
All
over
sorts
for
of
the
stuff,
weekend,
man.
have a little
I
lamp
was buying movie snacks, bro, like the whole night.
movies.
I swear to you, younger generation who never grew up with Blockbuster, y'all just don't know. Man.
Just
Y'all-
choose
it was
what
an
you want.
experience. Every Tuesday, you knew the new stuff was dropping, so you was there on Tuesdays, walking up and down the aisles, trying to pick up on whatever the newest stuff is out there. You go through the little box that like everybody pushes all the returns in to see if whatever wasn't there last week. Oh, you could see that, or sitting on the counter, if they just haven't checked in yet or put away.
Yep.
Like there was so much experience to that, and then grabbing all your little snacks as you're going through the aisles waiting for your stuff.
Make
Everything,
Netflix a store, and that's what that was.
Yeah, pretty much, man. It was
Bro,
there's a lot
Netflix
of-
used to send you DVDs.
Yeah, they
That's
did,
how they
bro.
started,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, dude.
They just used to send you a DVD. You
Yeah.
order it, and then it'd be there like the next day, and then
Y'all remember the
send it
DVD
back. That was
vending
crazy.
machines?
Yeah, they
Like,
still got
they
those.
still got them
They
at
do
like
still got
7-Eleven.
They still got a red boxes.
Red box, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
they got them at like Blockbuster tried to do the same thing. Remember?
Yeah,
They
that's
were
why I
like-
was tying it in.
Red Box already beat them to the punch, and they were so much farther in the development portion.
Yeah,
I don't know if Netflix tried to do the same thing,
I have no idea.
but
I don't think they needed to because
Nah,
they were
they
just so
They-
into what they were doing and being at the forefront of it at that moment.
Damn,
that
dude. If we
that's all
would like, you never know how these brands are going to develop, because back then it was just like they're shipping you DVDs, and it was like in this like cheaper, packaging than you would have got from Blockbuster. So you're like, all right, cool, but it's cool. I got it shipped to me, and then you forget you have it after a while. You got to ship it back. It was like
It was crazy
Not-
because it
not
was a
the
monthly
craziest thing.
service, and what
Yeah,
was
it
it
was.
like $5.99 or something?
it was cheap, bro.
Stupid cheap.
It was cheap.
And then when they made it digital, you got that for free. So back in the day, Netflix with the DVD bundle was like $9 a month.
I know, dude.
Which is
It's
crazy to think
wild.
about. And we were complaining about it.
Yeah, we were.
We were just
were.
like, what is this?
we always do, man. Well,
You never know what we have, right?
for the anime nerds out there, why'd you go Majin Vegeta?
Man, Majin Vegeta was brutal. Bruh.
I
Just,
mean-
to me, like, he was just like, he just didn't care, man. He was angry. He was disheveled. He was
Yeah.
in a moment in his life. And he was just like, you know what? I'm going to do bad things. And you know what? As a child, I resonated with that strongly. I get it, Vegeta. You want more power.
Yeah,
So you're willing to play this dude to get more power
yeah.
and then trick him, take the power, and then use it against him.
There it is.
It was nice. I was
That's
like,
it was
it was
nice.
nice.
It was nice.
I was like, he had a moment right there.
Wow.
Little 8-year-old James over here screaming, "Yeah, you get him!"
Bruh, for real. And like
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
man.
like something like a makeshift, like you know how like they build pillow forts and stuff like that. Something like that, all like
Yeah.
forted up on a Saturday, something like
Facts.
that. Saturday morning.
Definitely. Oh
Man,
man.
now to see him rolling around that as an adult on the side of your car, just like fully enthralled. That also is going to connect you with a lot of the people that are like-minded. So there are people going to see that, but oh snap, bro! They want to ask you questions about it or
Yeah,
whatever have
exactly.
you. Especially if you're at car meets and get-togethers, which is something newer for you, I take.
Yeah.
After you bought the Model 3.
Yeah, I used to not really go to car meets and all that much because I didn't do any like flashy modifications or anything like that. I was a rims kind of guy and a sound kind of guy and like
That's EPA all the
you
way,
know,
bro.
and I end up
My
and I
car
end
right
up you know and I got like I had a SHO and I ended up spending some money on some like engine upgrades on that like cold air intake.
You had a
straight
what?
An SHO.
You had a show?
2015, yeah.
Damn, bro.
This was tight. I love that
Yeah,
car.
when they remade that car,
Bro,
I
yeah.
was juiced, man.
The remake was nice. I had
Yeah.
the 2015, so it was right in the like threshold of like the best ones that they made.
Mm-hmm.
I had no problems. 8 years with that car. no problems
Sleeper.
at all.
Talk about a sleeper.
That thing was quick. I mean, I went straight pipe, so it stopped really being a sleeper after that. But like, yeah, it was mean, man. People pull up and be like, "What the hell are you doing to that cop car?" And I was like, "It came like this
Yeah.
from the factory."
Yeah, the shows were,
All-wheel
even
drive.
back in the days, man, those Tauruses were something that everybody wanted who were in that cult little following. Like, you pull up to a meet, everybody's got a 5.0 Mustang. This time you pull up at the show, and you're like, okay, see you.
Yeah, because the
And
5.0 Mustangs, man, they weren't gassing the show.
Nah.
Just like the M5 wasn't gassing the show. Nothing
Nah.
was gassing that
Nah.
thing.
And it was fairly priced too, because when I had my 300, I was literally trying to decide between the 300C and the SHO.
I bought mine for like $33K in 2015, like,
Yeah.
and it retained its value, and I sold it too.
Yeah.
Only like 10K went off the sticker price
Yeah,
in 8 years, which
they
is
were
dope.
decently priced. Yeah,
They were, even now, the newer ones, you said you had it for 8 years?
Yeah,
That's a good
Oh,
run.
so you just got rid of that?
I got rid of it to get the Tesla. Actually,
So that was like your first jump into customizing cars with
Yeah.
exhaust and everything like that.
yeah,
You had wheels, bump in the trunk and everything, right?
always.
King
All
Kong
right,
in the
cool.
trunk.
Yeah,
I always, every time I get a car, I replace all the speakers.
everything.
I don't
Inside.
care how good the car company thinks the speakers are. Focal makes better speakers than them. So I'm
big Focal
I'm a
fan.
big Focal fan. Like, I've always had them in my cars.
They were pumping that big in the Nelly days. That's when Focal really
man.
started coming
And
out.
they were
Let me
studio
get the
speakers
stomping
too.
to my Air Force Ones. Look, hey, that's St. Louis right there.
And that comes from like rappers like using Focal in the studio, and then Focal's like, oh, we can make bump in the trunk too, and they definitely do. It's like,
Yeah, man, I can imagine. I used to run OG Rockford Fosgates HX squares with the OG amps, and they would just
1
they would
amp
just-
per speaker.
Dude, it would just womp, bro.
Kicker CVRs, kicker comp CVRs.
That's always babies first, right?
Yeah, yeah. But
That's
hey,
what
they
my
hit.
15s were, a big
Yup.
old box, and in the Lincoln there was a double trunk. So there was a trunk that was in the trunk
Yeah.
for like luggage.
Yeah,
So 218s just slid in there
yeah.
just comfortably.
I know what you're talking about.
That's
yeah.
wild.
Just in
bro.
a box
That is
with
a
a grate
big-ass
over
trunk
it,
right
and I
there.
still had trunk space.
That's crazy.
And it was 15s, boy.
I
That thing
know.
was rattling going down the street,
Bro.
listening to
Yeah.
death metal.
For real, man.
Why not?
License plate rattling.
No, I actually matted the license plate
That's
because
good.
that would have
He had quarter panel rattle, bro. Door rattle.
No, man, that's back when they really were making Forge, man. It didn't actually rattle that much. It's actually surprising. A
okay.
lot like I know because I had exhaust on it for no reason.
On the Lincoln.
Lincoln Top
Big
car.
body.
Yeah.
And now this Tesla has really kind of pushed you into the whole world of custom cars, custom car meets, getting together, showing out. And, we just did one recently together. It was a Tesla Owners Day, I think it was.
Yeah, Tan Ferran. That was fun.
That was our first Tesla only event, not hosted at our facility,
Yeah.
that we participated in. It was a pretty decent turnout. I liked the overall vibe. Other than that tent flying and smashing into some of the people there, I was like, damn.
The tent hit my car.
No, it didn't. Oh, yeah, it
Totally
did,
did.
maybe. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
And
Yeah.
I had to keep it as cool as possible.
He didn't walk up to it. He's
No,
like,
I had to go
nope.
for a walk for a little bit.
Really?
I went and checked out his
it's
car
hard
for
to,
him.
because you're trying to be cool, and like when something like that happens, that's kind of like an extreme. You kind of maybe just need to take a step back.
Oh, that's
Like,
where you
think
were gone
about the situation.
for a little while.
Yeah, do a little walk.
Yeah, I was like, where'd he go,
I was
man?
like, yeah, because big old tent that wasn't tied down and smacked the side of my car,
Yeah.
And at that point, you just got to make an adult decision. Like, are you really that mad? Is it gonna ruin? You're gonna let this ruin your day? And you
Yeah.
have to decide to not let it ruin your day. We talked to the people. There wasn't any real damage. They were apologetic, and I gave them a few pointers about sandbags, and we were on our way.
That's a good way to go about it, man. I was very adult-like of you.
Yeah.
That's called adulting 101 right there.
Man.
But I'm glad that worked out for you. That event was good. I'm sorry for what had happened, but outside of that, the event was pretty decent. We're hosting another one here soon. Beers, tacos, and Teslas, man. It's super popular. We're on your 3rd year one. So we're definitely going to have you front and center on debut because you just got it with that whip,
Coldest
man.
Tesla in the Bay, man.
So it'll be cool to have you and just kind of, hanging out with the crew.
And as that is just a little bit of a month away, just in case we're able to post this ahead of time, when's the date for that?
13th of May.
There it is.
Saturday.
So if we get this up ahead of time, come check it out, 13th of May. And if we post it after, let us know what you thought. Good time.
Exactly.
Come visit.
Good time.
Regardless.
And it's all benefiting Limo, so it'll be good, which is an awesome incubator program for youth here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So you guys can find out more about that online as well. And I know you had tons of questions jotted down. So what you got for them, bro?
Bro, we've been knocking them out.
Really?
Like, you've just been casually asking them. Like, we've went through over half of them, bro. Like,
Oh,
it's been great.
what?
Yeah, I've just been entering it into
Well,
conversation.
we got into anime, right? And we're
Yeah.
talking about an anime thing. Then that led into obviously his car and rapping. What made you think about rapping in a car? Like, what even got you into that whole thing?
Honestly, I was just sick of my car just being the same as every other car in the Bay Area. What is it, like 1 out of 8 cars now is a Tesla?
Pretty
out
much.
there?
You bagged it before you wrapped it.
I
right?
did.
So even with the bags, well, obviously when it's rolling, you can't really tell, right? But bagged or this and that, it just wasn't hitting, right?
custom enough.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
It was hitting, but it wasn't like my end goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like when I put my plan into motion as far as like what I was looking for, for my final, like essentially like white on white on white on white scenario, like, that's I just wanted it to look super clean. And like some people were questioning me. They're like, "Are you gonna put a white wrap on your white car?" And I'm like,
White.
"Yes, I am."
He sound like Leonardo DiCaprio. White cake.
Stop it. But
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, like it was a situation where I was like, man, I really want like this to look sick as fuck, and I was just like, man, the best way to do this is to just start with your process. Just start somewhere, and then the ideas will start to form and build based off the things that you do, and to not necessarily worry about the finalized thing, because the way car builds go is you're always done, right? Every single mod you get, oh, I'm done, I'm good. We're cool. And then next week you see something sick and you're already ordering it. So the final part, it's cheesy to say, but it's definitely about the journey when it comes to your car.
hell yeah,
about
man.
getting stoked at all these little points, little success points for yourself, and just making sure that you're always doing it for yourself.
Did you ever think that you would turn into like a car mod dude?
Yeah.
You did?
I
Yeah.
had a Motor Trend subscription when I was 7.
Oh shit! Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, same. I'd be reading them
And
with my grandpa.
I was always trying to sell a car to my mom. I was like, Mom, you need to get this.
That's actually a pretty good indicator, man. Like, I think a lot of people who are young, if you're grabbing up those magazines, that's probably a good indicator that you're into cars.
Through school, what it was
I used to always love those.
for all the designers, all of them had Hot Wheels. There wasn't a single student who didn't have Hot Wheels through automotive design school. So that was another big indicator. So magazines for us older folks.
Honestly, the Hot Wheels were there too.
Yeah.
But I'm just like the difference between being like, I don't know, just a kid with a toy versus actually like researching what these cars are doing and like why these cars are better.
Yep.
I think that's what really separates you, because anyone can have a toy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We all had Hot Wheels. We all had whatever we had, growing up.
What was the other brand? It was like Matco?
Matchbox.
Matchbox.
Oh, Matchbox.
Matchbox.
Yeah, Matchbox.
They had the
cars.
micro machines. Those were pretty cool.
Yeah.
The little van, bro. With the,
Oh, wait. Do y'all remember Blings by any chance? Blings were just like Hot Wheels. They were real cars, and then they put big, like, 28-inch wheels on them. It was low.
Sounds ridiculous.
Bro, it was low key. It was a black boy Hot
So it
Wheels.
was
What that
like-
was supposed to be.
Blings.
Blings, bro.
Look
like
it
Need
up,
for
y'all.
Speed.
Blings.
I gotta show you.
It was
that.
like Need for Speed Underground 2.
Bro, Bobby, please superimpose a picture of the little Blings cars on there.
It's gonna be a box Chev on 28s.
I know there's a Dubs logo
For
on it
sure,
somewhere
bro.
on the box.
It's gotta be.
Yo, remember spree wheel spinners, bro? That was huge. Even
Yeah.
Walmart was getting in on those.
Yeah,
sales.
everybody with the hubcap spinners,
Yeah, the
and
plastic
everything.
spinners, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, my lady somebody was trying to holler at her at a stoplight, and they pulled up. She called me right after it happened. She pulled up, and the dude's on the spinners. He might have been bumping like, "I'm riding spinners. I'm riding spinners."
It was
You remember
like
that?
those.
But anyways,
Bro, that's-
yeah. Oh, I don't remember those, bro. That's like a.
What is that?
Anyways, dude pops up to the thing, and a spinner flies off into the intersection.
No.
Swear to God, bro. It just
Bro.
comes off, rolls to the intersection.
Hubcap just
And
blowing
he just
away.
like had to stop for a second, jumped out of his whip, ran across in the middle, grabbed a spinner, came back in the car. Because you back in the days
That's
you could drill the
embarrassing.
spinner
Yeah.
onto a wheel.
Yeah.
So if you don't have to buy the winner like the Dubs pre-made
Oh,
one.
it was a metal spinner that flew off.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you can take any wheel and
Yep.
make it a spinner wheel, right? You
Just
choose
put the
blade
bearings
you
on
want.
it. Yep.
And so he had his, and people would dip, drill in the tap it in and put it in. So I think his wasn't mounted right or something, and it just flew off.
That's
But
embarrassing.
man, that was another time, man. Spinners was another time.
Bro, I would put spinners on my car. I ain't gonna cap. If I could get the right set, the right look, I'd still do
For
it.
nostalgia, maybe it might
Yeah.
be cool with the right whip, but
I'd go to Dayton's if I was going to do anything ridiculous,
There you go.
honestly. But I think literally that's
It's gotta
just
be on the
the
right
East
car.
Palo Alto in me.
Dayton's
You
look
could
so
put
good.
Dayton's
They're
on
not cheap
anything.
either, man.
Can't do it.
I'll slap a Camry.
No.
You know who
slap
made me
Dayton's
love
right on
Dayton's?
a Camry right
was
now.
was a good friend of mine, Nick, who was one of my partners here.
Oh yeah. Artwork.
He had his 1965 Buick Riviera aired out satin black on Dayton's.
That deserves Dayton's.
That
Definitely.
was
Not your
hard, bro.
Camry.
I don't have a Camry, but
Well, you just say you was gonna slap it on the Camry, but no.
just to piss you off.
Stop
But
it.
honestly, that's really petty and not worth the money.
Wheels gonna cost as much as a car, bro. But no, I love
It
Dayton's.
would
dog.
look dope on the C4 though.
Bro,
Not gonna lie, the
knockoffs-
C4 with Dayton's would look.
Oh,
dope.
that'd
Body
be tough.
shape on that is growing on me a lot over the years. It's always been pretty like abrupt and striking, but
Yeah,
it's cool. I think it would look good on
Corvette C4. Well, see, in the old Corvettes used to have cross spokes on them anyway. Like you could put some old cross spokes on
Oh
them.
yeah,
Hey, you
like the
talking
60s
about-
ones. Like
yeah.
the 60s
Yeah,
ones,
like the old boys.
Yep.
Yeah, like they used to have cross spokes on them. So like you throw some cross spokes on a C4, like that might come out clean, man. Like might be on some.
weigh 200 extra pounds than it needs to. That's real
Yeah.
when it comes to spokes.
I can
Oh,
imagine.
man. Yeah, those things. Is,
And also the cleaning. Oh no,
that's the boy.
I don't have a garage that can fit a car in it right now.
Trying to clean
so
spokes.
No, thank you.
No, it's not an easy feat. That's where we got to spray. Like we got to put ceramic coating in a like little sprayer and actually like the little airbrush ones and spray
Yep.
that on because cleaning those is gonna be a nightmare, man. But they look fresh as hell when they're cleaned up.
Yeah,
you
they
just
do.
need the right type of wire brush to clean them or whatever the detail brush.
Yeah, or the
But,
right
uh,
shop to put the ceramic coating on there so they come out nicer and easy. I'm just saying.
Trying to plug, bro.
If you know somebody,
The right shot.
if you know somebody,
Yeah, good. Good job.
you got any more plans for the Tesla? You gonna keep on going?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Is it a
We'll
daily driver?
see. Yeah, it's my daily.
Nice. That's
It is my daily.
I love people who daily like their show cars.
Yeah,
that's
oh,
a
yeah.
show.
You got
Stop
it.
it.
And honestly, it just influences you to make sure your car's clean all the time.
Yeah.
Because you can't just be having something that flashy and then have dirt clots
Yeah.
anywhere near
Well,
it.
that
or
makes
around
one of
it.
us. You're
And I
better
have
than
white
me.
and I have white rims, so I mean that's a factor.
Yeah.
White. He did the white gold wrap first
Yep.
with the white rims,
Yep.
and then then you had gold wheels too. I want to say.
Yeah, I got a winter bronze like Titan 7 D6 setup.
Yeah,
It's
that's
got,
like bronze,
It's
right?
got like snow tire, like it's like more snow rated tires.
Which also looks
for
really good on the car. I ain't gonna lie. We did a photo shoot with that one on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's got his white wheels on there, everything whited out, chrome delete, all that. Then later came back and said, "Let's do this Dragon Ball Z design," and we went in on that. I think with Ali and that
Pretty
stuff. So
hard,
it's been
yeah.
in phases, man. And since then, he's still been throwing little mods here and there on there. So
Carbon fiber
I
fender
don't-
flares.
I don't think it's ever gonna really fully end until the next whip comes.
Yeah.
But what are you thinking?
never stops.
Do you have your eyes on anything that you want to build next?
I kind of want to do some work on my frunk. I've seen a lot of nice frunks. I got a homie who's got a Model Y who has a like Star Wars themed frunk made by the dudes from 38 Mods out there in Santa Clara.
What could we wrap your tank in that Star Wars thing? Not Star Wars, but Dragon Ball thing. Like, what can you take out of the Dragon Ball universe that would look like a tank shape?
I mean, it's actually pretty easy. It's a capsule from Capsule Corp. Yeah, it's just literally.
I was thinking like a
just
sensu bean.
I mean that too, but like the Capsule Corp just design, or like the capsule is just literally it says
a capsule.
Capsule Corp on one side, and it's this little pill formation, and it already looks like the tank. It's actually
There we go.
pretty cut and sew.
Let's make it happen.
Should have been did that, bro. But all right, cool. So we got that there.
What about the C4? Any plans for that? Dayton's?
Dayton's, yep, some gold
I
Dayton's,
think
bro.
I want to go just rotoforms on there, get the aero discs and give it that like Night Rider look.
Ooh, okay. I can vibe with that, man. I can vibe with that real
cool,
proper.
bro. And
Aero discs, timeless. Always would
And
love
they
them.
look so dope on the C4, like
And he-
especially if I get like some spacers in the back, widen it out a little bit in the back. Boy,
Bruh.
Do
we
we
gotta
have-
do the aero disc with like because you can change your graphics on the aero disc.
Yeah.
I want to do like a whole theme of Dragon Ball, just
Yeah.
the whole scene.
Yeah.
yo, that'd be sick.
Or you could do a what's on his back, the actual dragon, Chiron. And that's his name?
Chiron,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it'd be spiraling with them driving, so you would have Chiron spiraling out.
Oh man,
But I did end up getting a custom plate yesterday, literally that is Sade 88. So I think I'm gonna be cool with keeping it nice, black and smooth. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
okay. All right, just like that voice of his right there.
Thank you very much. you gotta put some respect on it when speaking about Sade. So
About
smooth out a little bit.
Yeah, and he was asking me even ahead of time about the rotoforms. Do we have a connection with rotoform?
Yeah, we can do rotoforms with the aero disc. We
Well,
can do
we'll
a couple
figure
of
that
things.
out after this
Yeah.
conversation, won't we?
Yeah. That's a fire whip. You got to do it, man. Especially on a C4. I don't think I've ever had an opportunity yet to do a proper C4,
Yeah.
like full build on. There's so many cars out there, right? So there's some weird ones, like we just did a 250 Lusso,
Yeah.
which is just how many people are wrapping this 1963 Ferrari, right?
Facts.
But there's even us. Like, when's the next time we're even gonna do one? You get these luck of the
Or
draw
see
things.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So that's pretty damn cool in
Yeah.
itself. So
And shout out Sean for definitely making that project just amazing. Like that just came out flawless.
yeah, it came out really clean.
he-
That one came out super clean. So he's one of our top installers too for on the film side, our lead vinyl tech, and he always throws bars. We give him some cool projects. You just seen him on a podcast recently with him and Bobby. So that one was pretty funny. Make sure you go check that out. Yeah, I think we got Tiago in the background right now working. Fonzo, maybe a couple of the cats here doing some stuff. So we always got fun things in here. If you're ever in the San Francisco Bay Area, make sure to come check us out.
We've got some very modest vehicles in the building.
Dude, you would think
Green
we're a
Ferrari
Ferrari
back
dealership
there.
lately, man.
Yeah, we had that. We got that Ferrari there. The 250 just left. We got the,
F8,
Tributo down here.
Yeah, Jesus.
It always
There's a
changes,
few
man.
things.
There's been days where it's nothing but Teslas.
Oh, 100%.
All Teslas.
Dude, we went Tesla Rivian, 4-5 weeks straight back to back, just swapping those two vehicles. Like, it was insane.
So it's pretty wild, man. The EV revolution is here, and you're gonna see it. Even Ferrari, all the big boys are now all playing
Yup.
with their hybrid setups.
Yo, if Dodge did it,
Yeah, Dodge
come
did
on,
it.
Dodge didn't even have a hybrid, bro. They
Yeah.
they were really holding on to that American spirit as much as possible.
Yep.
They did.
Now they got it. And then they tried to give it a sound. So it
No, they didn't. Do that again, bro.
I guess, in my opinion, though, if I was going to smack a speaker and have a sound come out my car, it would be anything but an engine sound. You can make it as silly as you want, and you chose an engine.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm doing the
You
Jetsons.
can be messing with people, bro.
Oh,
you can,
Jetsons in a Dodge.
You can do
Challenger.
flyby like TIE
Charger.
fighter sounds. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
What? I didn't hear that. What was
I'm
that?
not doing it again. You can replay it and post it again in post. Or don't, because I would appreciate that.
They sound like a dinosaur, bro.
But that's what they sound like, bro. Them TIE fighters got silly ass
They
sounds,
do.
bro.
They do. Star Wars got some weird ass noises, bro. But
Half of those noises are like someone went to like a construction site and just recorded everything that they could, and then like
Got a
pitch
saw and
bended
went-
stuff.
making all kinds of weird noises,
It
and
is.
stuff, crunching on things.
It's like,
But
is there Star Wars going on in there, or are they just making a building?
reminds me of Hollywood Studios and Universal Studios,
Yeah.
where you can they show you how to make all the sounds and everything. It's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, the Foley Studios. Those are
Yeah.
tight.
I ain't never been.
Most of the bones crunching are someone's like Lay's chip bag. So you remember that anytime someone gets punched
Just
and
think
there's a
of,
crunching sound, just think of some silly dude squeezing a bag of chips, because that's probably what's happening.
he's like, damn, they just crushed that Cheetos.
or they went
bro.
outside and grabbed some sticks
Yeah.
and
Hey, I love sound engineering, man. Like how
because you got
resourceful it is.
because you
right?
got to think about it. Like, oh, if you're snapping this person's arm, there's 2 bones here. You grab 2 sticks, you'll hear the. You know what I mean? Like, there's things you got to think about there.
Yeah.
That if it wasn't like that, you'd be like, your brain would probably think that it's not like sounding very good, even though you know, if you're not a sound engineer, you might not care.
Yeah.
Speaking of sound engineers, this boy's getting down on music, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some
I forget
slight.
about. I didn't want to forget that we touched base on that, but
I am definitely, I do still play music daily. I'm not getting down on anything so far as like projects or anything like that, but I'm a jam artist right now, and I'll get together with my boys all the time and like write music and play music.
and you're a DJ right now, right?
I also DJ as well, yeah.
How do they get a hold of you for the DJ stuff?
Oh, well, you can always check out my Ravenswood Media profile on Instagram. Get in contact with me there. But right now, you know, things are a little busy, so I might not be available for that, except for weekends. But, you know, give me a holler regardless, you know, see what we can work out.
And it just clicked with me. I realized why he came up here with that sultry voice. Cause the man, what's the instrument that you just started to pick up again?
Oh, I'm playing bass again.
Okay.
Fully
Man, that swapped up from the
invested in-
guitar back to the bass, and now he's doom 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 doom. Yeah.
A little bit.
That's why that sultry voice coming back out of him, boy. This man back here playing that bass.
Hey, can you say welcome to SS Customs Wrapped Up Podcast?
Welcome to SS Customs Wrapped Up Podcast.
Oh my God! Clip that! Clip that, Bobby! Clip that, man!
Oh my God! Man.
gotcha.
I had to do
We
it,
need
bro.
to put that in every one of them now, dog.
I still like the British SS Customs.
Oh, you like
that?
version. I was just like sitting there, just like it was like Stranger Things theme sounding kind of thing, and then like, welcome to SS Customs, and it's just like, hey,
I love that.
like-
I love that song, man. It's,
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of like 007. I don't know why.
Okay. I can feel it. I can feel it.
it's like a remix of Stranger Things, which
Okay,
awesome.
that's what I thought. Okay, cool. I was just like,
We
all
have
right.
that one, and then we have another. We have remix of the Ghostbusters. I think on the call in, or it's either on the hold.
It's got to be the hold, but you'll never have me on hold. They
No,
never
wait,
have me
on hold. We got Star Wars.
No, I'm sorry, it's Star Wars.
It's Star
Oh,
Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole
Star
music
Wars.
is Star Wars.
But it's a remix of Star Wars.
Yeah, it's like a trap version.
Yeah.
Do you remember 16s with Me by your boy? Off that, speaking of like trap Star Wars music, had the Imperial March on the background, and it was like your boy in San Quentin or something like that.
Nah,
KPMF used to play that like
all the time.
all the time. It was like on the top like 9. Remember when radio station used to do that top
Oh
9
yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah.
And just I remember being in middle school, and it was just like dun 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 dun, and they made a whole rap beat based off of that. It was
Big-
so dope.
That was probably that beat just is timeless though altogether. That's the one that you can really make some fire music on, and I'm pretty sure I heard that on 106.
You had to have
Yeah.
because
Them-
like it was
Yeah.
complete banger.
Yeah,
The
it
Imperial
was.
March is a remix of it is what our hold one is. Now that you said, I just remember it's the Imperial March. That's our hold music. It's just a remix of it. For what you do in the music industry, do you have any friends in like your day-to-day life that are also into cars that kind of bridge that gap with you? Music to...
There's actually very few. Like, honestly, there's like, if you're a musician, let me put these headphones on. If you're a musician, like, you're spending a lot of money on musical instruments, and that's something that I haven't done in a while because I feel like I have all the instruments like I really need right now. But there's just always this like, I need to have this new piece of gear for like, you know, whatever reason.
Yeah.
That new piece of gear can be like $3,000. Well, the new piece of gear you want for your car is probably around the same price, and you're usually going to end up sacrificing one or the other. I've lucked out with my situation right now, to where, like, you know, I have everything I want as far as musical instruments, and I'm not pushing forward to do live shows and like feeling the need to buy new gear and things like that. And so I'm open completely to buying all these new car parts and stuff like that. And what's cool with like having the Tesla format is that there's actually so many companies making stuff for the Tesla that it'd be silly for me to not customize certain things about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much on the market for it. This makes it an easy decision. When I had my SHO, it was custom was the option. And no one's making anything for your Ford Taurus, bruh.
Facts. I feel that with my soul.
Yeah, man.
I feel that.
I mean, it's now you're in that world of being able to do that and get all the customizing you want. Tesla community has grown a lot. We're obviously work with Tesla owners, Silicon Valley, which you've lumped up in with them, and you do a lot of events with them now. I see you, plus probably some other things you get down in on. But the world of music we've only worked with a few musicians, you know, when it comes to cars. Deadmau5, we did his cars with a company out of Denmark, I want to say. They do a lot of the cars for like Jan Olsen, and a couple other brands that they get a workout out of there. And when he came to the U.S. to do Gumball, as a sponsor, we worked with them on wrapping some of the cars. That's how we did the car for Pagani that turned into Hot Wheels. So a year or two ago, one of our friends, Charles, he brought us a Pagani. He's like, yo, I got a gift for you. Came through and gave me a Pagani Huayra Hot Wheels, and it was our literal design embodied into a Hot Wheels. That was one of the days for me that was like, holy shit, this just happened in real life. You know what I mean? They made
awesome.
Hot Wheels.
That's a core memory right there.
Yeah, man, big time. So that one was a Gumball 3000 edition one.
That's a life achievement right there, man.
Yeah, dude,
That's
it
tight.
was mad, dude. It was
That
so
must have
much.
felt great.
It felt awesome to say, okay, cool, I got fermented in the history books now in a Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
So that design was really cool, but we did that design. That one came directly through Pagani and the guys at Issimi. And so that was Pagani. That was Horatio's like test car for the U.S. That's the one he would drive in the U.S. But it also went on Gumball 3000. So we designed it for that particular event. And we also got hired from another guy to do Gumball 3000 cars. And Deadmau5 was one of the cars that was there, and a bunch of other people. He would always do like fun stuff on
That's
his cars
sick,
and
bro.
raps. And we did Jan Olsen's that year as well. So it was a lot of cool things that people got to get down in terms of the designs. I want to say the Deadmau5 one was wrapped there. We did Jan Olsen's cars and Dolph Lundgren's cars and a few other guys over there. The Deadmau5 one was wrapped. I don't know if it was by the same outfit that we were working with or by our boys at Sikanskin, but either way, they were. It was cool to see him, and he was playing for us too at one of the events when we stopped off at. And there are a few musicians out there that are heavier into cars, but I think you're right in the statement saying there's not many of them out there.
Oh, I mean, like, that's the thing, though. Like, you know, when you're really into cars and you're really into music, you have to be doing really well at one or the other. I feel like, you know, not to discourage anyone because, like, it's a goal you work up to. And these people work their asses off to be at the place that they're at when it comes to, you know, either musicianship or, like, even being a star just for, like, vehicles. You know what I mean? That's hard work. No one's going to give that to you. You know, that's more than a 40-hour job, what they're putting into that. That's love. That's blood, sweat, and tears. So like, the dedication it takes, that also brings people that like to do a bunch of different things really well. And when you have the funding to do that, it creates people that are quite interesting. Because like there's people in like the death metal community or even like, the prog community that make amazing, beautiful music. And because they're getting paid for it now, they're getting like stardom.
Mm-hmm.
They're also like in their supercar. So like doing cool stuff like that, like cool rock star mentality. Like, there's this artist named Tosin Abasi. I think he's out of like DC, and like he's a great musician. He's really good at what he does, and I've watched his career go from like, just a dude playing guitar in random bands to having his own band to having his own guitars and having an entire brand based on himself. And that's hard work. That's passion and dedication to yourself that not a lot of people like are even willing to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because if you look at a lot of big brands out here, it's the owner's name, right? So it's like your name is your brand. If you're gonna fight for anything, fight for your name. Like I was told that fight for your name. Because that's what's gonna make it. If you gonna make it,
and that'll remain true, through the test of time. Because we've seen social media come,
yeah,
and it's still the same thing.
Yeah,
like you're not gonna be successful worrying about someone else's social media or focusing on anyone else's drama or anything. You're gonna be successful by doing you, and believing in yourself and caring about what you're doing more so than anyone else.
Facts.
You're busy worried about anyone else. What are you doing for yourself?
Big facts.
There has to be some form of that inside of you. That's why they say, when something's going down, the ship's going down, whatever, they tell you when you're in the airplane, make sure you put your mask on first before you put on your kid's mask, you know what I mean? There is that you have to make sure that if you could take care of people around you, you take care of yourself first. There's always been like, the same thing goes for charity work. If you want to be really successful at charity, build something out of yourself and then give to your cause. Yeah. And you can make a lot more heavier impact that way. When you have something to put down on the table. Yeah. So, working and striving and doing your thing is always going to be like that. So there's probably a lot of people out there that, because, we're going to have some strike wars, the anime and this and that and the other. But growing up, people are, whether they're gamers or they're in anime and they're musicians, you come from that humble background, and then you still are someone we regard as who's already fairly accomplished and is continuously going to keep growing. So what are some of those advice points that you can have people that can still love to do the things that they love to do, but at the same time learn how to focus and harness into accomplish things?
Love the question.
Honestly, the first step is loving yourself, because you have to love yourself enough to not be so hard on yourself that you keep yourself from doing the things that you really want to do. Off top, that's where you got to start, because there's going to be plenty of individuals who will doubt you, plenty of individuals that may talk behind your back. And, I'm not saying like that's a thing in my life or anything, but let's be honest, that happens. So if you're not going to solidify yourself and be grounded and fundamentally sound, then those things will trip you up. And in order to be a fundamentally sound person, you have to love yourself. Yeah. You have to appreciate yourself at a level to where you respect yourself so much that you're not going to be, taking shit from anyone in those regards. You're not going to, necessarily be spinning your mindset in a direction because someone is influencing you to do so. You're doing it for yourself. Yeah. So then when it's accomplished, you will feel great about it. Yeah. Versus feeling possibly empty because you did something with the wrong mindset. You didn't necessarily wanted to do it, but you saw something was popular and you thought you'd try it out, and that's great. I also advise that you do stuff like that.
Explore.
Because how are you going to know what you like and how to solidify yourself if you don't also reach out and do things that aren't in your comfort zone?
Exactly.
But it's all about where your mind space is at and where your head's at, because if you don't like something, pretty fast.
Yeah.
Just listen to yourself.
You get an idea.
And those levels of accomplishing that, of loving yourself, it's hard, and you have to be able to do that though if you're going to be I mean successful in life in general.
Yeah.
The people that don't love themselves and are successful in life, like, good for fucking them, dude.
Yeah.
But also, that sounds fucking sad.
Sounds lonely.
It's like, I said that, and then I kind of want to retract it because I'm like, oh, it sounds,
It sounds depressing.
poor guy.
Poor guy. Now, I would love to actually, I kind of want to build on that, if I may. Not only just, well, yes, love yourself, but also love yourself enough to speak on your passions, right? Because as somebody, especially when it comes to like talking to people from a more humble background and being able to get out of certain predicaments and make something of yourself, a large thing that I preach is understanding where and how to find opportunity. Well, you can't find opportunity if you don't speak on what it is you're looking for. So love yourself to have the confidence to speak on what it is that you're chasing, because who's going to buy a pair of shoes off of you if they don't know that you're selling a pair of shoes, right? Like, people have to know what it is that you want out of life for them to be able to give you an opportunity if they're able to do so. I'm not saying that everybody's going to be able to, but I mean, I've pulled some opportunities out of my ass. Like, the whole reason I'm in California is because I was selling a pair of shoes to a chick who liked me enough, and then come to find out her husband was doing what I wanted to do in life. And like that's a really weird roundabout way, and that put me in California. So love yourself enough to also speak on what your passion is, to then allow doors to potentially open for you.
And realize who your support circle is. Not everyone's
Yeah.
going to support you, and that's fair. You have to
Yeah.
realize that everyone has their own life to live, and you're not the center of attention for anyone
Facts.
but yourself.
Facts.
So, realize who your circle is, realize who your real supporters are, and run things by them.
Yep.
Because if they love you, they'll tell you, that's stupid. And I'm not saying that because I don't like you. I'm saying that because I think you should think about this deeply before you make a decision. Those are the kinds of people you need in your life.
Yeah.
The kind of people that are willing to actually have that conversation are the ones that love you, not the ones that are trying to push you away. A lot of people think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Tough love is real because a lot of people put thought into who you are as a person sometimes,
Yeah.
and how it correlates with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you end up you end up having to let go of friendships because that stops working out. But the maturity to understand that and let people be with their own tribe is actually very great.
Yeah.
Let people do them. Like,
And that's a fine line as well. So like, tough love is a thing, but also don't let people just deter you from things as well.
Yeah.
Like, you have to, a part of maturing is navigating that line and falling off of both edges and then figuring out where that line is and then riding that wave.
you can't find out if you don't fuck around.
Yeah. Facts.
It's my counter always
around
to
and
fuck
find
around
out.
and find out. It's an
Facts.
educational experience for most.
Yeah, no, big facts. You can't learn if you don't fail, man. And that's something that I'm comfortable with failing, but I still try a little too hard not to fail. So like, you got to be comfortable with failing to truly learn and get places. Like,
Facts. 'Cause I have a little stack of business cards that I have from all the businesses that I had before this one that failed. And it was like, and if you don't push forward and learn something from every experience, then what's the point? You have to say that I took away something from this. Anytime you go across hard times in life, there's two perspectives to look at. One is to say, hey, man, why is this happening? Or what, just look at it in a negative aspect. Or you flip your mindset and say, okay, cool, this happened to me. That's pretty awesome. What can I learn from this experience to make sure that I can never repeat it again, or to grow from it to do something even better or greater, or to go back to the drawing board? And that helps in all aspects in life, in personal, in business, and everywhere else. We come across challenges here all the time, and we can't get it the first time. But that doesn't mean we throw in the towel, or we just say, hey, we get complacent, or we say this is the best we can do. If we can't be honest with ourselves and say, can I actually do this better? And even though it's going to cost my ass something in terms of money, time, energy, effort, whatever, or maybe pride, but can I do it better? And if you can, then you've kind of answered the question for yourself. What needs to be done there?
You always know, too.
Yeah.
That's the
Yes.
thing, too.
Yeah.
You always know what you need to do
Yeah,
to do
for
better
real.
if you care enough.
Uh-huh.
And
100.
like,
and when you fall short, you feel it too, because you're like, I know I could have did that.
Success is a feeling.
Yeah.
It's literally a feeling.
Yeah, like you feel
Like
that.
you can, you do something successful, you feel it, the gratitude instantly.
Yeah.
That is your brain releasing endorphins instantly.
Yeah.
And like I think that's actually why people love video games so much. In the,
Yeah, man. You get your
it's
little wins there.
you're like playing Zelda, you open up a chest, you hear the little sound, he pulls out, Link pulls out the thing and shows it off, and you're like, yes. We're
Yo.
continuing the dungeon now.
Or
And now they took it farther, bro. They give you trophies in the little corner, like
Oh,
little
yeah.
achievements now. Like only 6% of people got this. Get your boy. Yes.
Not
Either
only
that
are
or you throw the
great,
controller
you're-
across the room because you
yeah.
can't do it.
Oh, man.
But
Facts.
Oh, man, see, I stopped being that kid the first day I did it because
You
back
were
in the 90s,
expensive.
that was an ass beating.
Oh, that too.
Just saying.
Yeah. Because
And I-
controllers ain't cheap.
Yeah. It was a little different.
Yeah.
Of course, that is definitely abuse. And, whatever. But,
Facts.
I was raised a certain way, and I'm okay with it. I'm not going to let it rule my life.
no, for real, man. We all had to grow up dealing with
all
much
had our own
harsher
struggles.
times than we had to deal with today. I can say for a fact that that's how it was for me. But it makes you stronger, and I think the parents who really kind of had that hard hand growing you up to make sure you understood what was right and wrong, you made sure that you were always on the right path. You come into a building or a house, family, hey, how you doing, uncle? How you doing, aunt? Shake their hands, make sure everything's good. Always do everything proper because you don't want to see what's on the other end of the receiving line there if you didn't. So it definitely taught you that. And I think one of the things we are all seeing today in today's day and age is probably the softer side of what people have to go through growing up. And now you see the
Well, yeah, I think
essential
about
thing of that in the society.
think about how my mom raised me, and she did a phenomenal job. She was a single mother in tech, like as an engineer, and also raising me. So it was like in the Bay Area that was hectic, especially when the tech collapse happened, like in 2000 or something like
Yeah,
that. I
she
want to say everything
still
started
pushed through.
crashing.
Yeah.
She pushed through, man. She was hustling. She was doing her thing, doing her best, and that's what a lot of people
The
don't
Enron
realize.
days.
Yeah. A lot
Right.
of people don't realize that kind of stuff, when their parents were just pushing to try to keep food, on the plates in front of you, and like that was stressful for them, and they were literally just doing their best. Now what you take from that is the don't be me, be better than me mentality that my family always had anyway, because you catch them doing something and they'd just be like, don't be me, be better than me.
Yeah.
And it was funny at first, but it's actually real.
Yeah.
That's what being a parent's all about, is raising someone to be better than who you were and be able to react to things and be a successful human being and
Yeah.
live in this world.
I know, man. That's it.
Shout out to all the single mamas out there.
Yeah, for real,
All
man.
the single ladies, all the single ladies,
Out there doing their thing, man. So
killing it. Y'all killing it.
yeah, for
Okay,
real.
keep it going.
Yeah. Love you, moms. If you're watching this, love you, moms.
Yeah.
For sure.
Everybody says loves to their mom. Mama, I love you. I just talked to her yesterday. I think I made her mad though. But,
That's how you know she loves you.
Yeah, for real.
Man. Man.
She wouldn't be mad if the love wasn't there.
Yeah, if she ain't care, she wouldn't be. Would be
But,
mad.
She would say, whatever, do it. That's how you know you
I know.
really fucked up. Do what you want. You'll see.
Hey, man, we're gonna have to do a podcast growing up in the 80s and 90s and just talk about what shit was
Oh, man.
about that. From,
For real.
from everything.
We're kind of going off topic, but it's real.
Oh, boy, we might
You
need
gotta
some
need-
liquid support for that for that conversation.
Hey, yo, so what you got? You got any last questions?
Because I'm really, as we're starting to have people coming on here, I'm really starting to think a lot of our earlier people, we're going to need a part 2. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to bring some people back on. So I'm going to save my additional questions for then. I love the weight of the second half of this for sure, because I love those conversations. So I'm good on questions, dog, but I really appreciate you coming
Thank
through,
you for having
showing
me. I
love, man,
appreciate
showing
y'all,
support.
man. Y'all done nothing but take care of me. So,
try to,
I
of
mean,
course.
it's all appreciated. It's all love. And, I always respect a good local business that's actually getting it,
Appreciate you, man. We do the best we can. We work together as a pretty solid team. We support each other as best as we can, and now we got some hitters on our squad, so that's good.
Yeah, it's helpful to have talent, on
Yeah.
the roster, always.
For
See-
sure, across the
man,
board.
That just translated way too well. There is one thing. How did you even hear about SS Customs?
Man, I went to a beers and taco thing.
Oh, bet.
You bet that one that's coming up pretty
Yay.
soon that may or may not be in this video.
Hey, okay.
Is that how you heard about us?
That's actually how I heard about it.
So you just came through
And I
checked out.
literally just chopped it up with Sean, his lady, and my lady over there. We all have the spare Tesla wheels and stuff. And just ate tacos and drank beer and like just chopped it up. And I was like, I really like this, you know,
Now you got
this
a family.
situation. And you know, like a lot of people say things like, SS Customs costs a lot of money. And it's like, guess what? You live in the Bay Area. You have to pay quality people to do quality things. And I will always say things like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you care about something and you're serious about it, you'll get it done right or you'll get it done twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Buy right or
Believe
buy
me,
twice.
I've done it twice, many times in the past. Now my customers don't have to deal with it. And even if I do got to do it twice, they don't.
Yeah,
they don't
know.
even know about it.
It doesn't pay to be honorary.
Yeah,
It just
no.
doesn't.
You just do what you got to do.
Oh, man.
All we know is we try to commit towards whatever we can do to become excellent, and that's not easy. It's very easy to say that, but it's to execute on that takes a lot of passion and consistent hard work, and I don't think it ever will end because the state of what we do is ever evolving. Anything, your industry, tech, whatever, it's never the same today than it's going to be tomorrow in terms of evolution. So you can master what you can master today, but doesn't mean it's not going to change tomorrow.
Yeah, because, like, you know, 20 years from now, we're going to be all rocking LED paint jobs.
Dude, who knows what we're going to
Who knows? Like, I
We're
think
gonna be
about that's
flying
what I
in the
dream
sky and
about.
stuff, yeah.
I was like, I had a dream the other day that I turned my car on it to go to click on and off. It goes with red back and forth
Oh
on the
my
whole
God.
paint job. And I woke up and I was just like, that's crazy. And then I started doing the research, and like there's BMWs with like color changing
they do.
paint
Yes.
already, and I'm like, oh my god. So like 007 like full like camo mode is gonna be a thing that I want to happen. You remember all
Yeah,
those? I
that'd
was
be
just
wild,
like,
bro.
what was that? Tomorrow Never Dies when he's driving around the Austin Martin, bro, in the snow.
Yeah, it's
Bruh.
wild, dude. There's some good technology that's coming down the line, and we've seen some cool shit that we had to go behind doors and sign NDAs of what's going to be coming around the corner in terms of tech here in the world. We're living in the hub of tech in the entire world in terms of people pushing forward on ideas.
Can't say nothing in a bar without violating an NDA.
Yeah, man.
Don't say nothing.
Exactly.
Especially if you work out here, don't say nothing to nobody about nothing.
So, yeah,
Facts.
for
Especially
real,
if they're
man.
buying you a drink.
Those
them
are
know
pretty.
where they-
Hey,
Facts.
we're gonna go out for drinks after this. But
Sir, I have dinner to cook later. Maybe we'll see.
Trap. That's a trap.
Hey, Sidibe, you got any last words for us, my friend?
Hey man, stay frosty out there, bruh.
Yeah.
Like for real, like be chill, be cool. You know,
Be cool.
it takes a lot to live out here in the Bay Area, or it takes a lot to live like wherever you are. You know, just be confident in yourself that you're doing the right thing, man. Because it's always gonna feel like you're not. So, just stick to whatever you're doing, bro. Those are the words, my final words.
There
All right,
it
man.
is.
Well, how can they find more information about your build or find out about you? Get a hold of you.
Those are not my final words. These ones may be. So, you guys can find my build at M3 Gallic Gun. Yes, like the cool, amazing Vegeta power move.
You want to spell it?
M3, and then GALICKGUN.
There you go. All one word. No
Oh.
underscores.
The perceived underscore, which is a space, I believe, is in between the M3 and the Gallic Gun.
There you go.
Yeah.
M3.
There you go. Now you can find our good friend online. You can check out his build. You can
if
shoot him a
And
DM.
if I spelled it wrong, I'm sure they'll correct me.
You'll find a description on the video as well, but you can check that out online and go ahead and see everything that he's about and see the build and see where he's going to be headed to next in the future and DM him about music, or if you want to DJ, you got something cool going on at a party, you can hit him up, and if he's got the time and the bandwidth, he will go ahead and accommodate if you got the money.
Yeah, let's
All right?
chop builds and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Come say what's up.
There you
Easy
go,
to talk
man.
to.
Right.
Thanks for checking us out as always. Much love. Deuces.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
There it is.